What's up, everyone? I'm Daisy, and this is Health with Daisy. We only got 20% left, so keep it moving. You're doing great. Today, we're going to talk about how to keep our body fit and healthy beside working out. Yeah. Um, Man tested positive for monkeypox, COVID, and HIV after holiday to Spain. Okay, so that monkeypox disease or whatever kind of monkey is traumatized. It really traumatized me. Health authorities have been warned to keep a lookout for monkeypox occurring in patients at the same time as COVID-19 after a case was identified in Italy. It comes after a 36-year-old man sought treatment when he showed symptoms following a trip to Madrid from his home in somewhere. He has suffered a fever, headache, fatigue, and sore throat to begin with, but also had a number of large spots, which began to blush. A research paper published in the Journal of Infection said tests on the man found that he was not just suffering from the coronavirus, but also had monkeypox. Further tests diagnosed he was also HIV positive. What a day. It added the first case of infection by the three viruses. The authors of the studies said that as monkeypox and COVID share the symptoms of fever, headache, sore throat, and fatigue, it can be difficult for physician, physician to perform the correct diagnosis. Also, considering not all patients with monkeypox develop skin lesions and that COVID-19 may rarely present with rash and visceral spots. They said that although it's too early to say whether the combination of the viruses may result in worse outcome, doctors should be aware that it could happen as there is no widely available treatment in the event that they occur. The authors of the paper said as this is the only reported case of monkeypox virus, SARS-CoV-2 and HIV co-infection, there is still not enough evidence supporting that this combination may aggravate patients' conditions. Given the current SARS-CoV-2 pandemic and the daily increase of monkeypox cases, healthcare system must be aware of this eventuality, promoting appropriate diagnosis tests in high-risk subjects, which are essential to containment as there is no widely available treatment or etc. Just keep her home. But of course I don't want her to live in fear, said the mother of one student in Texas community. Students and teachers returned to school Tuesday in the heartbroken community of Uvalde, Texas, for the first time since 19 children and 2 educators were killed during a mass shooting at an elementary school in May. As children return to the classroom, the town continues to mourn those who were killed and demand accountability in deadly shooting at Robb Elementary School, during which law enforcement officers waited more than an hour before entering a fourth-grade classroom where the gunman carried out the attack. The first day brought anguish for parents whose children died in the massacre. Stephen Gracia, whose 9-year-old daughter Elena was killed, said he was an emotional wreck Tuesday morning and felt a surge of anger. I couldn't find the tears, but then I thought back to my Ellie and know she wouldn't want me to feel that way, he wrote in a post on social media. Thinking of all the first day of school with my Ellie, no one expects to have to bury their child after leaving them at school, he said in another post. Jennifer Lugo, Ellie's mother, said in a post the night before the first day of school that her stomach was in a big knot, and she was sure the family would be leaving the house with tears and not smiles. I'm missing one of my babies, she said, adding that Ellie loved school and was always excited to get up and get ready for with her sister. Kimberly and Felix Rubio, whose daughter Lexi was killed, said ahead of the first day of school that they were frightened for their for their 5 other children. I don't know that the school district has done everything that I would like to see as far as security measures, but I also know it's important for the kids to have some sort of routine, so trying to balance what's best for them, Kimberly said. Lexi has been on her mind, she said, and meeting her youngest son's teacher was incredibly difficult. It's incredibly difficult to go on campus knowing that Lexi is not going to be meeting a teacher this year, Kimberly said. Students across the state were marooned to school Tuesday is part of the UVA community. Robb Elementary has not reopened since the shooting, and its surviving student has been scattered to different schools in the area. The school district also added virtual options this year for parents who didn't feel comfortable sending their children back into classroom. Parents arriving at some local school Tuesday morning were greeted with taller fences, increased security and cameras, a large law enforcement presence, more counselors, and even emotional support dogs. Outside Dalton Elementary School in Uville, Esther said that one of her children had attended Robb Elementary at the time of the shooting and had received counseling because she was traumatized. But Natalie, whose children are 7 and 8 years old, says she felt safer with the added security measure. I'm on the positive side, so I hope that what happened last year won't happen again, she said. For right now, I think they are in good hands. Pre-kindergarten teacher Belinda Remides says she wasn't nervous about the start of the school year in the shadow of the tragedy. She's happy that school is starting again, but also just a bit sad for the kids, she said. Her nephew attended Robb Elementary last school year. We asked him and he just stayed quiet, so I know he's a bit nervous, but we are happy that school is starting back up, and when we start, I think it will get all better, she said. We have to just continue to move forward. Late last month, Uville School Police Chief Pete Arredondo was fired by Texas City's school board, which voted unanimously to oust him. The embattled chief removed capped 3 months of outrage over the botched law enforcement response to the shooting at Robb Elementary. 1 hour, 14 minutes, and 8 seconds passed from the time police entered the building May 24 until the gunman was killed, Texas Department of Public Safety Director Steve McCraw has said. A scathing report released in July by Texas House Committee investigating the mass shooting found systemic failures and poor decision making by law enforcement and the school district. And her husband Julio have made helping their 10-year-old daughters return to school a priority. The girl, Madison, was at Robb Elementary the day of the shooting. The family has enrolled Madison in a private school, which they say made safety upgrades after the shooting. I want to just shelter her as a mom and just keep her home, but of course, I don't want her to live in fear, she said.